if you are wondering what you just heard, this beautiful sound came from Wavetables that I just created. It's a whole folder of Wavetables, and I'm still not yet finished with it while making this video, but while you are watching this video, it is already available, and you can see the link in the description below. This is a free release that you can download from my Bandcamp page. Last time I made a Wavetable sample pack, it was for the Christmas before last Christmas, and it was about wavetables that I created from code with spectral functions. This time I'm making wavetables with modal synthesis. I already made a few wavetables that are just normal, and I made some mudpie ones, and now I want to go on by making ones where the modal filter is in the feedback loop of a delay plus module. And now I use supermodal for that. I used various kinds of modal filters, by the way. Okay, so when using a modal filter in a feedback loop, you have to be really careful when it comes to the feedback, but we can actually do something against that by applying a randomizer on the frequency so that it never settles too much on one frequency while feedbacking. And now I can also apply a randomizer on both of the dimensions of this thing. On the lower decay values, we get sounds that are closer to the input, which currently comes from this Synth 1 patch. We should also randomize the delay time. And make it repitch. And now we have a little mudpie that is all about celebrating modal synthesis. And we can bounce some stuff out. And my cat can meow at me. I can lay the keyboard to the side again and deactivate the sound design track and just work with the stuff that I converted. Just try to find the things that I would like to hear as a wavetable. This is very sharp, this could be cool. And this is very noisy. Noisy stuff is not always the best stuff, but let's just see. But we'll make these two things separate things. Now when creating wavetables, usually it's better to go for the shorter samples, because then you will get more nuances between the individual wavetables, while the longer ones will create a more sophisticated modulation with a lot of twists in it. Now this one is interesting because of the ploppiness that it has in the beginning. I just like this part. Oh, I like this bounciness. And I like the arpeggiatorness of this part here. Okay, I think we have enough of this for now, even though this sample... Oh, it's not that much longer actually. But I want to go on still because, you know, it's also not good to have too many samples to choose from, as that can just make you drown in the sea of options. Now the next step is to select all of these samples and click on Reset Fades, so that all of these little fades that Bitwig automatically adds to samples are gone. And now increase the volume as much as you can and bounce in place. For interpreting wavetables, I like to use Vital. You because Vital has the Vocode mode, which just creates very reliable, good sounding wavetables. Nice. Now this was the sound with the sharp noise at the beginning. Typically, everything that you throw at Vital becomes less sharp. So the fact that I went into it with something that was already very sharp was actually good, because now it's a little bit softened and it's just right. On the high pitches, it's especially interesting because then the sharp stuff is out of Nyquist, so it's even softer than the lower notes. Let's still let the sharpness through. So yeah, this is a good wavetable. Now, if you wanna save a wavetable in Vital, it's not good enough to just click on Save to Wavetables here, because this will just save it in Vital's own wavetable format, and I just wanna make it available for everyone. So what you have to do then is you have to go into the wavetable editor and then use this export to wave file, and then you have to select the folder where you wanna export this in. And this is currently my temporary folder where I put all of the wavetables that I have not post-processed yet, and there I will give it a new name for this section of wavetables. I will call it feedback 1, because these are the wavetables that are all about feedback now. And yeah, now I just do that with all of the samples. Now here's a little word for the developer of Vital, because there's something that I don't like about this workflow, which is that I cannot drag it into the wavetable editor directly. I always have to leave the wavetable editor and drag it in here again. And only then I can test it. Oh, nice. That sounds really smooth. I like that. Export to wave file. I don't know if you noticed, but there was another workflow problem. Oh, nice. Yeah. Definitely, we keep that as well. Now, when I click on export to wave file, it will not remember the folder where I was the last time. That's also kind of bad, because I keep having to click on this thing. And then down here, it's just too many mouse clicks when you try to make a sample pack, in my opinion. But apart from that, Vital does a great job at creating wavetables for me. Interesting. Now for this wavetable, it has only interpreted very high partials and no fundamental frequency. In cases like this, I can try the other modes. This has a more interesting texture. And this has a nice rattling noise at the beginning. I liked the pitch splice one most. That's really juicy. The pitch slice method for some reason has a little bit less potential when it comes to making something that just sounds very harmonic, but it is a little bit more accurate in time and sometimes creates a little more snappiness and texture, which is cool. Oh, my pitch size ready. Nice. Still, I have to give this a name before going on. Nice. This will be tasty, but I can't eat it yet because I still have to finish my sample pack. The normal wavetable mode always has the nicest high end, but I don't like that it always sounds so grainy. That's why I can't use it most of the time. Okay, and now you have to see my last step that I always take for finalizing my wavetables, which goes like this. Now I deactivate Vital and instead load Serum, and there I now throw in all of the sounds that I made from the Bitwig browser. Oh yeah, I still need to attach an LFO to everything for testing. Okay, You might be wondering what's there left to do that you couldn't do with Vital. The reason is because here you can do things like remove DC offset from all tables and then gain every one of them separately, which just adds nice consistency to the entire wavetable. And then I just have to save it to the final folder, which I'm going to do now. And yeah, and you can now download this Wavetable sample pack. I hope you will have a lot of fun with it. See you next time when I'm doing things with plugins and wavetables and whatever.